How you guys doing? This is GHN01 blogger, also known as Ghana's number one blogger. I would like to wish everybody a happy new year. I haven't been around in a long time, but now we just got to get down to business. If you'd like to get in on the live stream, just look in the comment section and you can see that there is a link to the stream. Welcome, everybody. As you know, I'm your host again, Ghana's number one blogger. We're going to be talking about UEFA Champions League, first leg results and predictions for the second leg. There were many surprises. There were not so many surprises, but most definitely, this Champions League is something to check out. I'm going to have a guest on soon by the name of El Selector. We're going to chop it up about the round of 16. And, we will leave the floor open to you guys to chime in as much as possible. Again, my name is Ghana's number one blogger, the award-winning sports journalist 2019. And I'm here. As you can see also with my icon, all you can see is the Chelsea and, the moving vibrations around the icon. Yes, today I'm a little bit under the weather, so I said, you know what? Let's still do a live stream anyways, but I will let my voice be heard, but I will not let my face be seen. So you know what? Let's just give it a few minutes. El Selector will be in the building soon, and we will literally go through the round of 16. And if you're watching anywhere you are, thank you for tuning in and chiming in into the broadcast. Don't feel shy. Make sure that, you do the necessary possible, which is like, subscribe, comment. You can find me everywhere on social media platforms. All you just got to do is type into Google hashtag GHN01blogger, and I will literally come up in every single space possible. If you want to follow me on the Twitter, it's GHN01blogger. If you want to follow me on the Facebook, it's simple, facebook.com Black Sash Ghana National Team. If you want to follow me on the Instagram is also GHN01blogger. And right now, coming into the studio is Mr. L Selector. So, I'm just going to add him to the stream and we're going to chop it up and see what's really good.
What's going on? It's your L Selector. I am back at it again. I'm good. I'm back at it again. We're continuing where we left off. For those who don't recall, we did do the Champions League. We did the beginner stages, round of 32.
Mm-hmm. This is correct.
So, yeah, now we're back at it with the round of 16.
Okay, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to go through the list of the first leg games. We're going to chop it up, and then we're going to give predictions for round 2. Are you ready? Okay,
yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm ready whenever you are, bro.
All right. So on Tuesday, February 16th, was the first leg between Barcelona, Messi's Barcelona, and Kylian Mbappe's Paris Saint-Germain. And what happened in that game was it was a 4-1 thumping by the French Ligue 1 side, where Kylian Mbappe scored a hat trick. Moise Kean, who was actually on loan from Everton, scored a goal, and Messi scored a penalty. What did you think about that game?
I thought that game was Mbappe's coming out party. This was him basically coming out and showing everybody that he's next up. He's the guy that's going to basically control, run Barcelona. He's the one that Barcelona is looking forward to carrying them.
As in Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain, like he's the guy that is literally the fire starter for PSG.
Yes, definitely. I believe that. I believe I think he showed out. He came out, he showed out, and he showed what he's capable of doing, and he was able to lead his team. And he basically went out there and he performed. He did it on the biggest stage with against Barcelona, a highly anticipated match. Even though it is only the first leg, but I think that was him just wanting to go and bring that momentum out there.
And another thing about this round of 16 first leg match was it was an away game for Paris Saint Germain. And they actually went into Camp Nou and actually got 4 points. And I know you're definitely familiar with aggregate score and how aggregate score is counted as for each goal is basically counted as 2 goals. So realistically, right now, yes, it may be 4-1, but if you really look at it, it's 8-1. If you really look at it really specifically in terms of aggregate score.
Yes, definitely, definitely. It was a great matchup to say the least. Like, what could I say? It was good. It was a good showing out from Mbappe.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is Kylian Mbappe, the World Cup winner, right? So
Yep.
definitely a big deal. Do you think the loss in the final last year will definitely boost him to win it this year, or do you look at it otherwise?
I think it's a case of motivation where they did lose to Bayern in a it was a tough matchup. Bayern was a tough team, so I think they did the best they can do, and I think they're looking for vengeance. So what a game that right game to play against Barcelona to make a statement. Even though Barcelona is not the same Barcelona of old,
Mm-hmm.
they definitely are a great team. Quick question: do you have the thing playing in the back? I don't know. Do you? I hear echoing. Is it just me or?
Yeah. There's no echoing on my end for some reason,
Do
but
you have the
um,
do you have the
say it
stream playing in
again.
the back?
No,
Oh, do you have the stream
I'm
playing in the
just
back? Okay.
running it the regular way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just hearing some echoing. I don't know, but it's okay. Yeah. So sorry about that. But yeah. So yeah, basically, it's like it was great. It was a great win, and I think definitely showed out. He showed us what he's capable of doing. And yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the next matchup, the next leg. They definitely do have the advantage over them, which I think will definitely go a long way go a long way, especially for PSG building up their confidence and getting those those key big.
Apologies. We seem to be getting technical difficulties in the background right now. Um, can you hear me clearly now? Yeah, it seems to be that the feedback is coming from your mic. I'm just going to mute my mic for a sec and then unmute your mic and let you speak for a second to see if there's still a flow or there's some feedback in the background.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely a great win. I thought Mbappe showed out. He showed he's a star player. He has a bright future, and I think he has a lot going on, and he has a lot to prove, which is potentially going to it's going to help him. Neymar did sign that contract extension, so it seems like PSG they're looking to keep this going, and they're looking to potentially win more than enough Champions Leagues in the future.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. The way I look at it is with PSG,
Yeah.
with their crop of young talent, and especially them going to the UEFA Champions League final for the first time in their history, which was last year. I think it's very encouraging because with the young crop of talent that PSG has built up, I think honestly they're definitely a force to be reckoned with for a long time. Because I mean, they have guys at the helm like Kylian Mbappe. They have Neymar also, and a big cast around them that can definitely do the work. Also, give a big shout out to Di Maria. Also, they're doing the necessary work within the PSG lineup in order to have the results. Because let's be honest, they've ripped League On. They've killed that left, right, and center. They've literally won everything that needs to win in La Liga. Now they're chasing Champions League, which is the holy grail of all how should I say this, of all European football at the domestic level. On the other side for Barcelona, it's definitely unfortunate with what's going on. A lot of people may say that what is going on with Messi at Barcelona is a little bit of a distraction for the team, but let's be brutally honest, the team is garbage. Like the team needs to be reshuffled altogether because let's be brutally honest, I think what ended up happening to Barcelona and why Barcelona is in the situation that they're in is that Barcelona went away from the way they used to bring in players. And what they used to do was bring in players from the academy. Now, because they say we're Barcelona and we got money, instead of developing our players like we used to, let's go get guys like Usama Dembele. Let's get Antoine Griezmann. And when you see all those things, it seems like the experiment is not working out. So my thing is this: when you have something that's working, do not mess with something that's working. And now, with everything that they've done, is what's causing them turmoil, even to the point where Messi wants to leave, and they didn't even want him to leave. And now, look, they got to pay him a whole 30 mil at the end of the season. Like the guy is miserable. And the way I see it is, at this point, honestly, Barcelona needs a lot of retail changes, and as of right now, I feel like they already have 2 feet out of the Champions League. A lot of people say that what, Barcelona can come back, but the way I see it is Barcelona doesn't even have a comeback in them. What I will definitely say for the second leg is that Barcelona's not going to do anything when they go to France. I definitely, the way I look at it is PSG has already won it. They're leading 4-1 on aggregate. It's it's checkmate. PSG is going to the next round. How do you feel about the second leg chances of Barcelona and PSG?
I agree with you on that standpoint. I definitely do believe PSG is making it to the next round, just because of the fact that PSG right now is hot. They have the talent, they have the attack, they just have it all. They have the firepower. Messi's time is up in Barcelona. I think he's basically on borrowed time on Barcelona at this point in his career. Like the reality is, he's like, I would say maybe he should have been out of Barcelona maybe 2 seasons ago. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like at this stage of his career, Messi. I said, man, it's tough for the guy because he's a legend, and I know he spent his whole entire life in Barcelona, but at this point, it's just PSG's time. It's PSG's time, you know. It's just their time. I agree with you 100%. PSG will make it out to the round of eight, and we'll see what transpires from there.
Okay. Um, we've definitely wrapped up the Paris Saint Germain versus Barcelona. The next match that we're moving on to is Leipzig versus Liverpool. Liverpool actually beat Leipzig in the first leg. It was an away win, courtesy of Mohamed Salah of Egypt, scoring in the 53rd minute, and his African how should I say this? His put it this way, his his motherland compatriot by the name of Sadio Mane of Senegal scored in the 58th minute. And going back to Anfield now, they have a 2-0 lead on the aggregate score. Um, El Selector, what are your thoughts and analysis on the Liverpool versus Leipzig first game that they played in Budapest a fortnight ago.
Yeah, Liverpool's Liverpool at the end of the day, right? So it's kind of like, my take on it. Mm, I think this one's an interesting one. Mm, Liverpool's Liverpool at the end of the day. Like, this is a tough one. Personally, for me, just because Liverpool is, remember, people, for those who don't remember, Liverpool did win the Champions League not too long ago. For those who don't know, and they were able to get that 2-0 victory, which I think was crucial and important for Liverpool. They were able to get this team, in the round of 16 and just be able to do a job on them. I think, I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with Leipzig. Like, I've seen the team in the past, but I'm not really too familiar on if this team is the right test for Liverpool potentially going into the round of 8, depending on who they draw next. You see what I'm saying? But they did what they had to do.
Yeah, most definitely. When you look at Leipzig, I would definitely compare them to a team in Portugal, like Sporting Portugal, or like FC Porto. RP Leipzig is a good team, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of young up and coming talents that is basically used for other squads all over Europe to basically come and poach as much as possible. And the thing is, with their team, yes, they do have some hot shots in the team, but also there have been big players that have been traded away from that team. What I will definitely say is Liverpool took care of business within the first leg. The question is now, will they close it out at home? I mean, they should, but also you can't forget that Leipzig is a young upstart team, and these young teams can definitely surprise you. But also on the other end, we're talking about Liverpool. Liverpool has the experience. They have LeBron. They have won the Champions League before, and most definitely, I look at them due to the fact that they have experience. I expect them to close the door. So what I say within the second leg is I expect Liverpool to pull it out. It's going to be a very tough barn burner of a match, but I see Liverpool pulling through. I see Liverpool pulling through based on their experience. In terms of the second leg match, I'll select here. Who do you think will win that match, and then who will end up moving on to the next round?
100%. I believe Liverpool will definitely win that match. I think Liverpool just has the firepower and they have what it takes. I think Liverpool will be able to get that job done. To me, I just want to know, is that the challenge? Is that the competition that Liverpool needs? Is that what Liverpool wants? Like, is that going to help Liverpool going into the round of 8? Because they could potentially draw tougher opponents, where they're going to have to see some teams that are really good. Like, imagine if they have to draw Bayern or something of that magnitude. So it's kind of like, usually you want these round of 16 teams to be like tests, so it can give you that kind of adversity, or teams where it's kind of like, we don't know where it can go, and then you kind of go out there and get the job done. But in fact, my opinion, though, I think Liverpool did what they had to do. So salute to Liverpool on that standpoint. They did get the win. That's all that matters at the end of the day. So I can't really knock Liverpool on that standpoint, but I want to see what Liverpool can do next.
Yeah, it seems like this is not going to be much of a matchup. It seems like they're just going to brush them aside. But let's go to the first leg that was played on Wednesday, February 17th, between Porto and Juventus. And what a big shocker. FC Porto beat Juventus, the Bianconeri of Italy, 2-1. And surprisingly enough, FC Porto punched Juve right in the mouth from the second minute and then scored in the 46th. And Juve scored a consolidation goal within the second minute. And I think, yes, that goal is vital because it was actually an away goal. So it actually gives Juventus some life. El Selector, we're talking about the FC Porto Juventus match. How do you feel about that match? And What do you think will happen going into leg two?
I think that match was a really good match, to be honest with you. It was a good match in the fact that it was hard to score. Like those both teams are having challenges going up and scoring. If you look at Porto's first goal, it was kind of like a blooper by Juventus. That's how Porto was able to get that goal. What do I expect next coming from Porto? I think Porto's going to do damage. I think Porto's going to go out there and cause. They're going to go out there and cause havoc. You know, I believe it was 2-1. Is that correct?
Yes, 2-1 FC Porto.
Yeah. It was a 2-1 victory, which is good for Juventus. I mean, sorry, for Porto. Porto is able to get that win. I think Juventus is going to rely heavily on Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, to me, I think Cristiano Ronaldo is kind of like he needs to win this. Even though I know he doesn't have the best help and he doesn't have the best players, he doesn't really have the help that he needs in Juventus. I'm sure they wish they kept. I'm sure they wish they kept Moise Kean, but they're silly. These people over there, they don't know what they're doing over there. They think just getting Cristiano Ronaldo is going to save them, but the reality is you got to get more talent around him. Moise Kean would have been a great player, an additional player who can help Ronaldo putting some points in the back of the net, especially in crucial times like this. But I expect they were playing in, was it Juve, right? If I'm not mistaken, is that correct?
No, they actually played the
The
first
game was
leg.
in Juve. Well, there's no fans in the arena, anyways. But I think they'll be able. If they go to Porto in Portugal over there, I think they'll be able to get that victory.
Oh, actually, the second leg.
Oh, they played in Porto. Okay, so
yeah,
it's gonna be in Italy. Okay, so I think definitely I think Juventus is gonna get that. They're gonna pull some because they do have a point in. They do have a goal in. So they just have to score one goal and play defense, and they technically do win.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is the old school Italian soccer. You already know, man.
Exactly. So we'll see what transpires, but I think Juventus will be able to pull that one off. I don't see any challenge there.
Yeah, the way I see it, actually, analyzing this game, the keys to the game, all FC Porto has to really do is man mark on Cristiano Ronaldo because if you watch the first leg, Cristiano Ronaldo looked like he was out to sea. Like there was no action from him. And the fact that they had the ability to keep Cristiano Ronaldo out of the game is what gave them their ultimate victory. Yes, they got a goal scored on them in terms of aggregate. It basically helps them on away goals. Going forward, though, I feel like if FC Porto has the ability to, again, as I said, hold Cristiano Ronaldo at bay and make sure nobody else explodes, again, I see FC Porto actually pulling off a shocker. I really see them moving on to the next round. What I will definitely say is, I do agree with you, El Selector. Cristiano Ronaldo needs the players around him. You can't expect Cristiano Ronaldo to do everything, just like he does everything on Portugal. But going forward, yes, hands down, I see FC Porto winning. That is my pick, FC Porto.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You think Porto's going to win? I don't know. Well, that one actually,
I give it to
that's
FC.
a controversial one. It's a controversial one. I think,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see. It's a game. It's going to be a highly anticipated game. This is going to be potential Ronaldo's last game in Juventus in the Champions League because Ronaldo has been linked to other teams. I think he has one more year left on that contract with Juve, but who knows if he wants to stay in Juve at this point. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope Ronaldo's able to get it done, but it's just they're going to need a lot more help. They got a lot of old guys on that Juventus team. They just don't. To me, I don't think they have enough firepower to go further out because it's going to get tougher. You're going to see Bayern, the likes of Bayern and stuff like that. And it's just like you can't just have one guy. You got to have weapons out there. So hey, we'll see what happens though against Porto.
It's definitely time for wholesale changes with the Bianconeri. But next up is Sevilla and Dortmund. Sevilla is very, very familiar. Everybody knows that Sevilla are how should I say this? The Europa League gods. they every time they go to Europa League, they just eat it up. Now they're in the round of 16. They're definitely not in Europa League. They definitely basically mashed up that competition as much as possible. And now they're here facing Dortmund. And Dortmund actually got a 3-2 win over Sevilla um, at home to Sevilla, where Sevilla actually struck first through Suso within the 7th minute. And then Daoud of Borussia Dortmund scored. And then Haaland, which is actually on the radar of Chelsea. Chelsea's actually looking to sign him within this summer's window, scored within the 27th minute and the 45th minute. And De Jong scored for Sevilla within the 84th minute. I'm going to pass this over to you, El Selector. What do you think about this game, Borussia Dortmund against Sevilla, their first leg tie?
It was a pretty intense game to say the least. Both teams are very, very well established teams. Sevilla being from Spain and Borussia Dortmund being on there in Germany. They're both teams that we're very, very familiar with. I thought the game looked really good. Some of the goal scoring looked really good. The defense was really good in this game. Personally, I 3-2 was that's the type of game people would love to watch. If you miss that, you're lucky you have a treat. You're gonna have the second header, right? I believe they played out in Sevilla. Is that correct? So they're gonna go
Yes,
over
that
to
is correct.
Dortmund next. Yeah, so they're gonna be in Dortmund next and play there. Dortmund does have the upper hand just because they do have the 3-2 lead, but Sevilla, you can't count them out. That team is really, really technically sound, very skillful. The team is really good. I could potentially see Sevilla pulling up the upset, but I can't rule out Dortmund. Dortmund is a really good team. They're really technically sound. They got that German style soccer to a T, but they also play with a lot of flash. They got a lot of young and they got a lot of good talent, veteran guys as well. So I'm looking forward to this next one. I have Sevilla winning it though.
Oh yeah, Sevilla winning it. Um, Gonna switch it over for a second. Looking
Mhm.
at the squad that Borussia Dortmund has, like it's a lot of young guys, but a lot of young guys with talent. Haaland, as I said, Jadon Sancho, who plays for the England national team. They also have Marco Reus. They also have Amir Chan, and the veteran in Matt Hummels. Also, again, as I said, Haaland, they say in the summer window he may go to Chelsea. That is yet to be seen. Right now, the most important thing is to just focus on Champions League and to also focus on the German League to see, what is most important. You don't look far ahead. You just take care of what's in front of you. The way I look at this matchup overall, I think that Sevilla, with the experience, they possibly can, take it to Germany and definitely just get over the line. Yes, again, as I said, Dortmund has a very young cast, but experience always outweighs talent. Not always, but the majority of the time. And when you look at the squad, the person that actually sticks out to me on Sevilla is former Barcelona player Ivan Ratic. So yes, overall, I see Sevilla moving on to the next round, and unfortunately, Borussia Dortmund will be bounced out.
Yep. That
So
yeah.
now we're actually
Definitely.
go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. Great prediction on that one.
Okay. Um, the next one, I'm gonna skip over one because this one I'm gonna get very deep. We've also had conversations on the side, but we'll definitely get back to the game, and the game that I'm talking about. Tuesday, February 23rd, Lazio, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich scored four. Lazio only managed to squeeze out one goal. This was the first leg. The leg was played at Stadio Olimpico in Rome. Um, who actually started the scoring was Bayern Munich through Lewandowski within the 9th minute. The 24th minute, Musalala scored. Leroy Sané scored in the 42nd minute, and an own goal actually came from a player from Lazio, and a guy by the name of Correa scored in the 49th minute. Selector, what do you have to say about this first leg tie between the Germans and the Italians of Lazio?
I think personally, listen, it's at the end of the day, Lazio's out of their league right now. Lazio's out of their league. Lazio is not in the competition and not in the league of the giants of Bayern Munich.
The defending champion.
Definitely, they're not in that. They're not even in their league. So, what can I say, man?
I mean, right there, it's open shut. Like, you don't really need to say much. Like, I feel like this one is a snoozer. The first leg has already said it. Bayern Munich right now is continuing their winning ways from last year. I don't really see anybody really stopping their freight train right now. And as things are going, yeah, Lazio should just pack up. They shouldn't even play the second leg. That's the way I look at it. Because it's
I
gonna. The
agree.
thing
I
is, it's gonna
agree.
take.
Bayern Munich's been a juggernaut for too long now.
Yep. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna really, really gonna take something special from Lazio to overturn this. Because the thing is, people don't realize with Bayern Munich, it's a mixture of young talent and experienced talent. And when you gel those two, those are those. Put it this way, that type of play is very dangerous because it's really coming at all sides of you. And the thing is, it's like understand too with experience and talents the experience teaches the talent how to play on the pitch. Period. So we're not gonna take a long time on this. We're gonna move on to the put it this way. We're gonna skip that one and we're gonna leave that one for last because we're gonna have a long conversation about that. Wednesday, February 24th. Real Madrid and Atalanta of Italy. Um, Real Madrid actually came out to a surprising 1-0 win, and they scored a late one by Mendy within the 86th minute. What would you have to say about this first league tie between the Los Blancos of Real Madrid and Atalanta?
Atalanta is a team that, personally, I think I don't know how this last season they had a really good season last season. They really had a good season last season. Atalanta is a team that they're a dark horse team. They're a
I
team
agree.
that they could beat any team on any given night. Teams really have to put in the understanding. They have to really go out there and they have to pay attention to Atalanta. Atalanta is a really good team. This is going to be a game that you got to watch the next leg because that's going to dictate exactly what's next. Real Madrid is not the same old Real Madrid that we know from back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be real. Cristiano Ronaldo's long gone. All your favorite guys who are playing for Real, they're all gone.
They're all gone.
So
Mm-hmm.
Real's gonna have to do it. They're doing it with Kareem, and they're gonna have to. They're gonna. We'll see what they're made out of. We'll see. We'll definitely see what they're made out of.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately,
In the
in the
next
first
leg.
leg, Kareem Benzema wasn't even in the lineup for the first one. And Kareem Benzema was
We
not
better hope and
even
praise in the
on.
next.
I hope because even when you look at the bench, he wasn't even on the bench for the first leg. So you know what? If you really look at it, Real Madrid has to find something very, very special in order to move on. Because again, I totally agree with you, El Selector. I feel like Atalanta is a dark horse. Put it this way: if you're somebody that watches this beautiful game of football, and you're neutral, you will definitely support a team like Atalanta. Personally, I want to see Atalanta go far. I say, excuse me, I would definitely say that I'm pushing for Atalanta to do something special when they go over to Spain. I just hope, that stadium is not really easy to play at. Um, I'm gonna butcher this one. Um, it's the Santiago Bernabeu. Am I correct?
Yep.
Where Real Madrid plays. Yes, Santiago Bernabeu. And I just hope that Atalanta has the ability to pull off the second leg so they can move on. So with
I agree
that,
with you 100%. We're gonna have to see. We'll see what both teams are made.
that's true. Now the next one is Manchester City of the English Premier League and Borussia Mönchengladbach of the German Bundesliga. Man City roared out to a 2-0 win in the first leg in Budapest with a goal from Bernardo Silva within the 29th minute. And the second goal was scored by none other than Brazilian international Gabriel Jesus. Now, my question is looking at the tail of the tape of this one in the first leg, us lecture, how would you describe it? How would you analyze this game that was played a fortnight ago?
I, I think this was an easy match for Man City. This is kind of similar to the Liverpool situation. This isn't really a test for them, in my opinion. This is an easy match for them. They'll definitely get rid of these guys. To me, I just want to see a Man City maybe thump them very well, like just thump on them, just put the beats on them, and then that could kind of help Man City. The reason why I say that is because it could help build their confidence. Because this is not a team this is not a confidence booster, and I think Man City's one of those teams that are kind of you know, it, if they match up against a Bayern, it's gonna be problems.
Mm-hmm. But I have a question for you. Do you think if Pep Guardiola does not win a Champions League with Manchester City, would you think that he's overrated?
I don't think he's overrated. I remember. I think it's players that get the job done, not the actual managers itself.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's just like he's just out there. He's out there. He's working with what he has. Let's be real. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like he has a lineup of he doesn't have PSG's lineup. He doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
Bayern Munich's lineup over there. This is the
Mm-hmm.
Bayern Munich team that he used to coach back then.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
So he's working with what he has, and at the end of the day, personally for me, I think he's doing the best what he has. So I won't even hold that against him. Actually, to me personally, I think he's even a little bit overachieving.
Mm-hmm. With Manchester City.
Yeah, because who does he have? Like who's really like who's like he doesn't have any superstars outside of maybe some people can make the argument Raheem Sterling, but is he a superstar?
Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, but
Is
that's
that a
about it.
superstar? Is that a superstar? I don't think so.
Well, remember, Sergio, you're forgetting something. Sergio Kun Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne.
Sergio
He
Aguero's
also has
washed up. Is he on that team still?
he yeah.
Aguero's
Yeah,
washed,
remember
fams. He's
he also
washed.
has Fernandinho, and he has Mahrez, the Algerian international from Leicester City.
Still not star studded. This is not like I said, those Bayern teams he was coaching, and this is not that Barcelona team he had,
That's true.
where it was
He
just
he
like where
he.
he had like literally the best of the best.
That's true.
And he was
He
running
even
curves
had
on teams.
Senor Messi.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, honestly, the way I analyze this, I don't even think that I need to put much thought into it. Literally, it's gonna be a playground scrimmage, just like Man City did, and when they go back to Manchester, it's gonna be open shut. I say second leg, Manchester City for the win. Just that plain and simple. That's the way I look at it, and That is all. Now. I saved this specifically last simply because it is one of the biggest matches that occurred on Tuesday, February 23rd. And it was between Chelsea of the EPL and Atletico Madrid of the La Liga. I'm not going to go into this much. I'm going to let El Selector speak his piece, and then I will chime in, and then we can go from there. But what I will say is, El Selector, hold your predictions for the second leg after we have a whole conversation on this specific match. When you're ready, you can definitely go ahead.
I think Chelsea performed very well. They were able to get the 1-0 victory. The more I start to look into Chelsea, I'm leaning towards them. I don't know. I think something special about this Chelsea team right here. You know, I'm just seeing something special about this team. I don't know what it is, but I'm seeing something special. Um, Congratulations to Chelsea for the victory. They just need to continue that momentum. On March 17th, they'll be playing them again. So we'll see what transpires. But I'm going to leave it very vague, but people need to definitely take a look at Chelsea and that Atletico Madrid game because that matchup is going to be a dandy. That next one. It's going to determine a lot. It's going to determine a lot about both teams. It's going to show exactly the future of where both teams are going.
Most definitely. And now, for my analyzation of the game, I'll definitely say that Chelsea overall in this game, they played very poor, but they did take their chances when need be. Um, the negative note, or the, how should I say, the negative side of this game from Atletico Madrid is they were firing all cylinders, but the problem with them was, if you see in many instances in the final for third, they just could not finish. And to me personally, people are going to think, just looking at the score, oh, Chelsea played good defense. No. I'm going to be brutally honest. Atletico Madrid shit the bed and made Chelsea look really good. Don't get me wrong. That's my squad. I love my squad, but you have to be honest with your analyzation of things. You can't just say, okay, they won 1-0, it looks good, da. I want to give a big shout out to Olivier Giroud for that goal, man, because that goal came out of nothing. And if you know Olivier Giroud is that type of guy. When we talk about domestically, he came over from Arsenal to play for Chelsea. I do, looking at, Olivier Giroud's development over time, he's become a better player at Chelsea than he was at Arsenal. He's that guy that is a cheat code. Like, every coach needs a cheat code off their bench. He's that guy that, if there's not goals and there needs to be goals to be scored, or you need basically a goal just to end the game, put in Olivier Giroud in the second half, and Olivier Giroud will get it done. I can definitely say I'm impressed with Olivier Giroud on, a domestic league level. We will not talk so much about international. I mean, he went to the last World Cup. Yes, he's World Cup champion, but, he didn't end up scoring any goals in that World Cup. But what I will say is, domestically, Olivier Giroud is an amazing player. Like, he gets into spaces that a lot of people don't get into. And the thing is, people don't even realize he's not just a scorer. He's also a facilitator. He makes sure that he makes players all around him better. What I will say for the second leg is that what is most important is Chelsea scored a big goal, which I believe was an away goal. What I will definitely say is, going into the second leg, I'm looking for Chelsea to take it. But if Atletico Madrid gets their stuff together and they start firing on all cylinders, and guys like Luis Suarez that came over from Barcelona this season, and the other guys actually get their shit together, yeah, Chelsea is in for something scary because you have Luis Suarez and Joao Felix of Portugal, holding the line for them. They also have even Thomas Lemar, and they also have a really good keeper in Jan Oblak. And for that even to go through, that definitely tells you this was a barn burner of a game. But yes, I will definitely give the second leg to Chelsea. I just hope they get their act together. At the end of the day, a win is a win. If you win bad, if you win good, it's all still a win. But I hope Chelsea moves on to the next round.
Yeah, I can't dispute with anything you said there. Definitely. This is what I'm telling you. This is going to be an important game for both teams. So we're looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Okay, so we've went through our predictions. We're just going to go through them quick again. There's not going to be any analysis. We're just going to call out the games and, give our team that's going to win. Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain. Who will win the second leg?
PSG.
I agree, PSG. Leipzig, Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I also say wait, I'm trying to remember. Was it? I said Leipzig will pull the shocker. No, but no. Liverpool is totally in control. FC Porto, Juve, second leg. What's your prediction?
Juve will pull that one out.
I think Porto will pull the shocker. Sevilla, Dortmund.
I believe Sevilla will pull that one out.
I also say Sevilla. Atletico Madrid, Chelsea. Who will pull that one out?
I'm going to go out a limb and I'm going to sit down here and say I believe Chelsea will pull that off.
Oh, that's a big prediction. I also say Chelsea, hands down. Lazio, Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich all day.
Bayern Munich, hands down. Real Madrid, Atalanta.
I think.
Tough one,
I think the more I think about it, I'm gonna say Atalanta is gonna pull the victory.
I also
if
say
Benzema plays, I think Real, but if no Karim Benzema, I think Atalanta will pull the victory.
So Atalanta for both of us. And the last one to round out the round of 16. Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City.
Man City all day.
I also agree. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we thank you for chiming in or, being a part of this live stream. I'm your host, Ghana's #1 blogger. This was the Champions League round of 16, first leg results and predictions. The second leg is actually just around the corner. Make sure, you guys are on top for that. We will definitely come back after the second leg and, we will do round of 8 fixtures. Thank you, all Selector, for being on the live. Just let everybody know where to follow you and, just the stuff that you do. Just let the world know.
You can check me out on L Selector. Check my channel out, L Selector Show, L Selector Finance and Investing. Basically, do financial literacy and also sports as well. We'll be dabbling in some new endeavors in the coming months, so definitely check the channel out. There's a lot of stuff coming your way.
Thank you for that, L Selector. I go by the name Ghana's #1 blogger, the award-winning Ghana's #1 blogger. You can find me everywhere on social media. Hashtag GHNO1 blogger. You know the name. On top of that, too, if you're looking for me on Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, you name it. Follow me on Instagram at GHNO1 Blogger Media. You could also follow me on the YouTube, which is also GHNO1 Blogger Media. If you go on the Twitter, it's just GHNO1 Blogger. On the Facebook, it's just Facebook /Ghana National Team, and you can't miss it out. Thank you all for coming and checking out the Round of 16 show. We really appreciate you guys. And El Selector, thanks again thoroughly for coming through and, giving your necessary analysis on the Round of 16 games.
Anytime.
All right, guys. See you after the second leg, and make sure y'all enjoy yourselves and, just stay safe.
Peace.
Peace.